Hi everyone, welcome to Firesoultarot. Today I'm going to be doing a reading about who is your future spouse. I'm going to be looking mostly at their personality traits, so the good like the good characteristics of their personality, and also their shadow side. I'll be using some oracle decks for this, and also tarot to clarify. And I'm also going to use some dice with the pictures on it. So please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I would really appreciate it. Anyway, as usual, we have the three piles: pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Hi, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. If you picked this crystal, this mushroom crystal, I think it's an aventurine, this rock, and the diamond ring. This is your reading. We'll have a look at the oracle card afterwards, so I'm going to leave it here. And I'm going to start with the positive characteristics, and then I have reshuffled the also the shadow side of your future spouse. So I'm going to be looking at this in a moment. So let's have a look first at these characteristics. The first card that comes out is vanity. So with this vanity card, what I see is that you would wonder, how can vanity be a positive trait? The way I read this is that your future spouse is going to be somebody that really is good at looking after themselves. And so for that reason, they also have, they're pretty secure about, either how they look, how they feel about themselves. So this is, I'm reading this card specifically, and that leads to people's admiration. So they have a natural charm. This person is a natural charmer. And they have a charisma to their personality, as you can see from this picture. So that gives them a sense of power and empowerment in themselves. And they're naturally charismatic, your future spouse, and so they're going to attract a lot of attention to themselves. But of course, then they're going to choose you as their spouse. So you're probably going to feel, the attention of people then also going onto you, because you are the one that's been, chosen as their partner, so their life partner. So with this is a good trait because, like in their personality, as I said, it gives them a sense of confidence. And so your future spouse is somebody that knows their value, somebody that looks after themselves, and this is what I see in this card. Also with the throat chakra with the blue, because this is the chakra oracle deck. So with the throat chakra, I think they're a really good speaker, and so they're very good at conveying their opinions, at involving people in conversation, and they're going to probably mesmerize you as well with their ability to communicate. They're probably also very good at verbal communication as well as non-verbal communication, and possibly even written communication. So if you have ever received any letter messages from them, you might have liked the way they write to you, and then when you meet them in, let's say, in person, you like the way they speak to you. And it just popped in my head, eloquent. So they're pretty eloquent as a person. This is what I see as one positive trait. Then we have the tiger. So this card is, it says fire. I choose to be unstoppable. My passion is my power. I am bold, I'm brave. Mighty forces come to my aid. So your future spouse is somebody that's very strong, very powerful, as we said already. And this boldness has brought a lot of positive results in their life, because this ability to take things and for what they are, and bravely move forward with their life, has made them a true success in their own life. So your future spouse is somebody that doesn't have too much fear about events, what's happening around them. Your future spouse is somebody that's empowered, and it nearly feels like there are forces that have come to their aid. So like sort of a mysterious forces. I mean, it seems like something always held them up in their life, no matter what the challenges they were going through. There was still something that always kept them going and held them up and helped them in their way. But it also says, I choose to be unstoppable. So your future spouse is somebody that practice this empowerment as a daily practice. So it's not something that just is fallen from the sky, onto them, but it's something that they themselves nurture, their own self-empowerment, and they're also very passionate. My passion is my power. The passion that they have for what they want to pursue, or for whatever it is that piques their interest, is what gives them power. So they're driven by passion. They might be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. And also, if any characteristics come up as well, in physical terms from these oracle cards, I will also mention them so that you can get all the picture, that you need. This person might have hazel eyes, just like in this tiger's eyes. They might have cat-like features, if you know what I mean. They might have a very strong body muscular structure, and they might have a very pronounced jawline, a straight nose or a Nubian nose. They might have these almond-shaped eyes. So this could be also a way that they look physically. But in terms of characteristics, they are, a fiery person, and they're very bold, they're very brave. So this is a positive trait. And let's see some more. Here it says, full moon in Cancer, let your fears dissolve. So your future spouse is somebody that takes life in their own hands, and lets fear dissolve, in terms of it doesn't fear that, I mean, they do feel fear just like every human being, but they move through the fears and they let them dissolve in, I see this big ocean, this water, and they let them dissolve, and they let them pass on them, just like as if it was rain pouring down their shoulders. They don't let the fears stick onto them and entrap them. This is a brave person, as we said. This is somebody that faces obstacles, face forward, like in a forward manner. They don't try to escape reality and try to do strategies of escapism, or this person face anything, face forward, and they just then go through the emotions, and then let everything else just go. So they're a courageous and brave person. They're not scared of reality and what life can bring to them. And we did say already about passion. There is also, it's confirmed again by this passion card. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. So they're going to be a very passionate lover as well. Your future spouse is hold on. So yeah, with this passion card, as I said, they are going to be a passionate lover, and also they're going to have a lot of interests in life. So it's not going to be ever boring with your future spouse. They are going to involve you in everything that they love. They're going to want to know all the things that they enjoy doing, all the activities that they like to entertain. So it's going to be an interesting life, I think, because when a person is driven by passion, it can't be boring ever. So it's going to be full of adventure. Your life together, for what I can see from their personality traits so far, and yeah, because this person is brave, and they are somebody that just takes gambles in life as well. Like they want to take chances. It's not somebody that is going to be just in their comfort zone and keeping it always on the safe side. They're going to be going for anything that inspires them, and you're going to be enveloped, I think, in this feeling of I want to be doing this with you. It's going to be like and then they're probably going to want to also know what you're passionate about. They're going to be curious of understanding what you like, what are your passions and your dreams and goals. So I see a very nice communication as well with the throat chakra here about these interests, and if you find common interests. And then we have a personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer. So Cancer could be relevant in their chart as well. We have 2 Cancer cards here already. And so with this, I see that, again, they work on their issues. This is somebody that if they encounter something that is an obstacle, an issue, a personal issue, something that they need to resolve, they're going to face it forward, as I said, in a forward manner. They're not going to beating around the bush, trying to, pretend as if the issue didn't exist. So if you're looking for somebody, that is that direct in approaching life, this is what your future spouse is like. I mean, they're not going to be indecisive, and they're going to face forward things, and they're going to take their decisions on how to resolve things. So I think that this is also going to be very helpful when either when issues can arise between the two of you in terms of how you interact with each other, or even when there can be obstacles from the outside world that come into the way of your plans, and and they're going to be a very good problem solver. So their problem solving skills are going to really shine. So you're going to be feeling sustained by this person, and that you don't have to face the world all by yourself and completely on your own. This person is going to provide solutions as well. So I think it's a very positive trait. Let's see more. I actually want to turn on a light. Give me 1 minute. Here we go. So let me see now the next one. The Rainbow Prince. Compensation, perseverance. So, and there is also number 26. So this could be resonating for you as an irrelevant number, or it could be their date of birth. They could be born on the 26th, or that could be their age, 26 years old. Anyway, with this Rainbow Prince, what I'm getting is that this person is powerful again. You see the way this rainbow, which represents abundance, comes out of the hands of this prince, which, by the way, has got wings. So there are divine forces, as we said, that sustain this person to manifest what they dream in life. And there is therefore this compensation. So there is an abundance that comes into this person. They might even look like this, their facial feature and body could be like this figure that we see here, if you're looking for a man, of course. But regardless of the physical features, this person has got this perseverance, so they put in their own work, and then they also, therefore, then they kind of take the opportunity when it arises from, of course, from the universe, like when the situation reaches a good point for them to take the opportunity, they're ready because they did the work, the perseverance. They had the perseverance in building what they needed to build until the point where, you know, the right opportunity will come along and they will just take it and that will manifest in some beautiful results. So this is what I see for this characteristic. And we also have, again, number 26 is repeating again, so this could be very relevant for your future spouse. But here it says letting go. So this person, your future spouse, is very good at letting go. We saw already let your fears dissolve. So this is a repeated message as well. And also, yeah, I choose to be unstoppable. This person lets go of everything that doesn't serve them, anything that doesn't align with them. They are able to, you know, release it in the past. This is the past as we see it in this picture, and they are going to move forward. They move forward constantly for in their path, towards what they want. And so this is a very good trait, because when you don't hold resentments, when you don't hold you know, sense of guilt, whatever it is that happened in the past that it could be holding you back from embracing the new, this person doesn't do that. This person doesn't hold on to those past pain, past emotions that they metabolize them, they go through them, and then they resolve them within themselves, and then they let go of any residual energy from the past. So this is very good for their forward movement in their life. I also see a Celtic cross in this picture, so this might be relevant for some of you if you are either Irish, or if you will meet in Ireland, or if your future spouse is from Ireland. Whatever the reason, there is this Celtic cross that I need to mention as an important, it might be like an important element in your love story. But let's see now more. So we also have the hole in the soul, 36. So they could be 36 years old as well. But with this hole in the soul, the thing I see in this card, why is this a good personality trait? Because they have probably had in their life this feeling of emptiness, but they have transformed. I see this as death, you see. So when you even have this feeling, and I'm sure possibly many of you have encountered that feeling too. I certainly did, and at times, not anymore, but you see, when you go through this feeling of emptiness, with this hole inside your soul, something you feel like you need to fill up in some ways, and when you face it and when you look at it right in front of you, then you're able to shift this feeling and understand that there are many ways that you actually can make your life very rich, and that there is beauty and richness everywhere you look. So I think this person has turned this feeling of emptiness into a powerful force that has transformed them in a different direction, in finding fulfillment, as we saw with the rainbow here, in finding a very rich and fulfilling life. So it's been a journey, and it's probably not even completed, but certainly this person, I see this as a mature person, somebody that has worked on themselves. Now, regardless of their age, you could be very mature at 26 years old or even earlier, and this person has gone through cycles where they have faced different emotions, and they have worked through them and then let go of them, including this feeling of emptiness, this feeling of hole in the soul. And also I see this wise man. So it turns to me again the concept that this person is wise, this person is mature, is somebody that has reflected on life, and therefore can even act as guidance to other people, as a guidance for people that may be younger or less experienced. That's how I see this. All these people are younger than this mature old man. Not to say that your future spouse is an old man, it could be also, but I mean, what I mean is that it's a mature person, somebody wise, and so this is symbolic. It's not necessarily what they look like, even though it could be as well. It depends. It can resonate for some of you, possibly. But anyway, the people that look up to them, the people that want to learn from them, and that they have a sense of admiration towards them, because they do show wisdom. So and I think this wisdom is what also gives them power, as we saw before. People are very happy to listen to them because they know they will gain something out of the conversation, either it be some important insight or on practical matters even. It could be in several different ways that this experience shows up. So I see this person as somebody that has worked a lot on themselves, and that has reached a point of maturity in their life. So you can expect a solidity about this person. This is what I see throughout the entire spread so far. And then we have the vulture card. And if you think of the vulture, what they do is that they eat on carcasses, they eat on dead animals. And why is that a positive trait? It makes me nearly laugh, but no, the positivity about it is that they are actually, the vulture operates in a very specific manner in the ecosystem of life. So like if you think in a ecosystem, it's important that somebody gets rid of dead bodies in the wild, otherwise you would have loads of rotting bodies all around. So this person, what they do, obviously this is a symbolism of your personality, of your spouse personality, but what they do is that they take something in the reality that looks like it's useless, like a dead body could look useless, and they take and they extract from it, from what looks useless, they extract everything that's useful, and they make something new out of it, which in the case of the vulture would be gaining energy for their body to grow and to sustain their body and their life, which I mean is it's obviously the function of eating, but in a symbolic way, your person is capable of taking things that don't matter to anyone and transform them into something that matters, possibly to everyone. So this is a very powerful person, because you could think of them as an alchemist, somebody that is able to transform matter, and not through magic. I mean, they do it in very concrete terms. They do it through their actions. So wherever somebody didn't see the value, they see value. It could be, I don't know, I'm just going to give you an example, like it could be recycled materials, like materials that you could just throw away and not do anything about it. They might be able to reuse, reinvent, to somehow. There are even people that are entrepreneurs that for example, make new products out of materials that have been discarded. So this could be even their job. I'm just saying an example, but this is to make you understand that this can be applied to anything. And this person literally is somebody that makes use of things which other people don't see the value in, but they actually do have an intrinsic value, and this person sees the value and is able to extract what is useful from that object or person or thing, whatever it is that they are in front of. So they see the value in people and things, and no matter what their circumstances, no matter So it gives me the idea as well of, for example, abandoned animals. This person is somebody that might be, an abandoned animal. Yeah, other people could be thinking to themselves, "What's the use of this animal?" But your person sees the value of every single being, and this person might be even somebody that rescues animals. I'm just giving you several different examples to give you an idea of what your future spouse is about in their personality. So they see the value of life for itself, and they see the value of things as well for themselves. So even one little bit of anything, you can use it somehow, some way. It can be useful somehow. So this is not a waster. This person is somebody that gives value to things and people. I don't want to repeat myself. I'm going to now check with the tarot uh, a confirmation of these positive characteristics, and then we're going to go on to the shadow side. We all have a shadow side, and I think it's very important to also know about that for your future spouse, so you can be prepared on how to face the challenges that are going to arise in your relationship. I'm just going to get the tarot now. Okay, so with tarot, let's see now about your future spouse. So, what are the positive qualities, personality-wise, of your future spouse? Okay, oh, okay, I see. I'm not going to take reversals, it doesn't really make sense in this spread. I have the Fool, the Nine of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles. I'm going to take also the bottom of the deck, the Chariot. Hold on, I need to close the door because it's shaking. First of all, pile one, I want you to notice how much brightness there is in this entire spread. The amount of yellow in these cards, it's for me it's relevant, because it shows me first of all that your person is extremely dynamic. I could describe it as a ball of energy, like they burst energy out of their pores. They're very joyous. I see somebody playful with the Fool. They are extremely playful. They look like even if life has thrown any sort of things at them, they look like they are. It's easygoing. So this is going to be something that I think is going to attract you a lot, because to be able to maintain that fresh spirit and energy when things around you are tough and rough, there's nearly a storm here that I see, like clouds starting gathering up here. I mean, this person with their sense of enterprise, with their sense of let's go for this adventure of life, it's going to bring you such an enthusiasm, I think, in your life as well. Like, if you're already like that, the two of you together are going to be just so happy to be together, and going about it as in this kind of sort of lucky way, like you're going to draw, I think, together you're going to draw in a lot of luck in your life. I see a lot of abundance in all this spread, because I also see the Nine of Pentacles. Your future spouse is somebody so independent, self-reliant. They have worked a lot. They are a hard worker, and yet they have maintained this fresh spirit, and their inner child is still alive, no matter what their age. They still cultivate all their passions, interests, and they are also a romantic, that I see with the flower here. But I see a lot this easygoing type of go with the flow type of spirit, which I really love, and also they have this ability to also be stable. Like it's a grounded but free energy. How beautiful is this combination when somebody is able to be solid in their foundations, in their status, and yet to be so free spirited and so content and happy, and just be joyful about life. I see this as a really beautiful combination. So this person, your future spouse, is somebody also very attractive. I mean, the Nine of Pentacles is one of the cards that shows a lot of attractive qualities, even physically. This person has looked after themselves really well, as I saw with the Vanity card as well. So this is a confirmation, and they also are an animal lover. I can tell from the bird that's sitting on this figure's hand. They love nature. They look after themselves and the environment around them. I think that this is a provider, somebody that really loves to look after things and animals and keep everything beautiful around them. They love beauty. They love to create beauty around themselves and to also enhance the natural beauty that they already encounter in life. I think it's very positive. Let's see, with the Ace of Pentacles, again, they like to start new enterprises, new businesses, new ventures in terms of financial gains, and they love to start any new. They like to cultivate any new activity that they think could be either useful or profitous or they could give them also abundance, monetary gain. But I see a grace in achieving that. It's not like the brutal achieving greedy achievement of money, money chase. I see this as like a beautiful way of going about it in an harmonious way, and yeah, like I see the grace in this person. So also with the Chariot, I mean, again, this person moves forward boldly. They don't let obstacles get in their way. They just proceed and with very much power and strength. I mean, if you look at this card, it definitely gives you a sense of power and empowerment. Somebody that is on top of their game, that knows what they're doing, that has direction with the Chariot. So I mean, the amount of good qualities in this person to me is it's very relevant. But let's see now the shadow side of this person. I'm very curious to see as well. So I'm going to pull away all these oracle cards and let's have a look at these other oracle cards. So the first one that came out was rejection. So with this rejection card, your future spouse is going to have a fear of rejection. For as powerful as they are, that's one of their weaknesses. I might clarify actually to see with tarot what kind of rejection do they fear, because I want to delve in deeper. But it seems like something in their past made them feel shaken about their certainties somehow. There is something that happened that made them feel like they were a bit of an outcast, or maybe considered, because you see all in this picture, you can see there are several different ghosts, let's call, and there are faces of people that look like they're judging this person, and this person is a painter in this picture, and they're trying to express themselves, but they feel like people will judge them, and so they fear rejection from other peoples in terms of being accepted for what they have to bring to life with their creativity. So this person might have been judged. It could have been in their workplace. They could have been mistreated. It could have been in love as well. That maybe not everybody understood their qualities and their. Some people, just don't treat you right. I mean, you could have all the best qualities that you want, but some people are just treating you unfairly, and so this has led your future spouse to fear that you might even reject them too. Like, I mean, when you have a very strong interest for a person and you really like them so much, and all you want is that they accept you for who you are really at your core. And your future spouse might have this fear instead of being rejected and not being fully accepted for what they have to offer. So this is what I'm seeing, but let's see specifically. I'm just curious of clarifying a little bit. This is a long reading, so maybe grab a cup of tea or coffee. So let's see. But I like to go in details, not just to leave you with generic information if possible. So what made your future spouse feel rejection? The Fool, because people thought that you see, this appearance of them being happy-go-lucky and or being a freestyler and this kind of thing might have called on other people around them to judge them as if they didn't have a solid ground under their feet, as if they weren't able to build something solid for themselves. And so they might have felt like people were judging them because they were a free spirit and that they weren't fully accepted by society. This is what I see here. Let's see more now. So the Fool card came out again, which really tells me that this is a confirmation of their personality, you know. But let's see this. We have the pronghorn action. Now again, action again. Now is the time to act. Opportunities are here. Move forward with confidence. Your talents will always help you land on the pinnacle. Your quick wit and keen senses will lead you to success. Now, these are all, when you read this card, these are all positive traits. But if we want to see it on the shadow side that I see here is that your future spouse is going to be an enthusiastic at heart. And this could lead sometimes to jumping into things without thinking enough. And you know, if you take a too bold risk, sometimes you can even land on your back instead of your feet, you know. So, and this could hurt you, you know. And clearly, their enthusiasm for life, it's beautiful, but it can also work against them if they don't learn how to take a step to reflect and you know, and take a pause before acting, because you see, they're action prone. This person is an action type of person. So sometimes if you act before reflecting on all the possible things that could happen without getting you know, paralyzed by the fears and whatever, but still you need to have an healthy amount of prudence that is going to guide you towards the best direction. So this is what I see with this action card. And let's see another shadow side. Last quarter moon in Leo, lighten up. Okay, so this is another positive trait of your person that I already saw, so they could have Leo as well in their chart. This sunny personality, this sunny perspective that they want to look at the positive side of things can become overwhelming, because if you know, there are moments in life when we go through things which aren't pleasant or aren't you know, or are sad, or that you know, they're upsetting us, and it's totally fine to delve for a few moments in those kind of feelings, or for as long as you need to process those feelings. And I think what you're going to find challenging with your future spouse is the fact that they always want to brighten up your day and bring you back to positivity. They don't want to see you sad, they don't want to see you upset, and so they're going to do everything possible to bring back this lighten up type of sensations, to lighten you up and to make you see the positive side of things. But sometimes you just need a break and a moment of, you know, indulging in those feelings that you're feeling, because you need to process them. And you're going to probably find that you need to help your future spouse understand the importance of also processing feelings and not just trying to step over them and beyond. And yes, they're very good at letting go, but to let go properly, you need to also go through it. And so and they have done it themselves. And so I think there is going to be a reminder from you that as much as they've done it for themselves, that you also need the space to do that for yourself. So I think you are going to be helping them in many different ways. You see, a partnership is always about also helping each other to grow. And so I see that you're going to make them feel very accepted, because you're going to dissolve their fears about you rejecting them. I mean, of course, you're going to do your part, and also you're going to probably reinforce their validation about their lifestyle and the way they live things, and that you appreciate the way that they see life in such a beautiful way, like with this childlike sort of mentality, that they haven't lost the faith in beautiful things to happen. So I see this kind of dynamic. And then they have let go of control issues, allow this situation to unfold naturally. So your person might have this tendency to want to control the events, because they're so action driven. They possibly will want to be leading a lot in terms of what we're doing, how we're doing it. And so I think what's going to happen in the dynamic with you is that you're going to also help them understand that sometimes you can just take a step back. You don't need to always be the one that offers, proposes, or that sometimes they can even just relax and let things unfold naturally, and let's see what the situation will bring, without us having to guide every single situation and move. So yeah, this is what I see. And then meditate and contemplate. I mean, didn't we speak about this already? New moon in Pisces. Pisces could be relevant in their chart. I think you're going to also help them, and their shadow side is that they need to learn how to relax, stop for a minute, meditate, contemplate about things, and not just jump into things like the fool, and take action without thinking. So I think there is a lot of this that we've seen also with this action card. You're going to help them understand that there is a time for reflection as well as a time for action, to balance out these two elements. I see the two elements here, the two Pisces, the two fishes here. It's like balancing the yin and the yang forces. It's like action and reflection, and meditation and action. That kind of balance. And we have the ringmaster of scrutiny, and it says discernment, clear vision, and details. Number 9 could be relevant as their date of birth. So they could be born on the 9th or the 9th month, which is September. So they could be a Virgo. And anyway, the ringmaster. So with this, I see that I think what happens with them, because they're action driven again, sometimes they might miss out on the details, and sometimes they might not have already formed a clear vision of what's ahead, as steps that they need to put in their path in order to reach what they are wanting to achieve. And so they need to learn how to discern, how to reflect. And I see this coming over and over. So I think it's just a confirmation again. And you got 2 of these cards from this deck. So let's see, the web weaver, synchronicity, divine intelligence, cause and effect. I think sometimes your person being so passionate and being sometimes impulsive even, they might not have a full understanding of the relevance of what their actions will produce as an effect. And so they need to learn more about cause and effect, understanding that what they're going to do is going to have an impact, first of all, in their own life, and also on the life of others, and also on their environment and everything else. So I think again there is a call to reflecting more, to letting the divine intelligence guide them more. So when if you invite them, let's say in meditation or something like that, It might help them to even connect with the spirit, with the divine, and get downloads in the natural way rather than being just driven by their own ideas. So this could be a very intelligent person that I'm thinking of here as your future spouse, and so they might be very, going about it in a very logical way. Yeah, this makes sense, I should do this, and so we'll go for that. But sometimes you need to also be in a quiet place and reflect and let things come to you. And this is what I see with the divine intelligence and looking at the synchronicities. So this is a more like observing what's around you and getting the messages that the divine is sending you through many different ways. It could be numbers that you see repeated. It could be animals that you see around and symbolism about animals. It could be about names that you hear, words that you hear. It's about listening, it's about observing, it's about trying to understand and being on a receiving more than on a giving. And I see your person being a very young type of energy, a very masculine energy, and they need to learn how to receive as well. And then I see 29, discover your life purpose. So I think your future spouse has probably struggled understanding fully their life purpose. If they have understood what it is, it might have taken them a long way. And if they haven't yet, they're probably still processing this understanding, gaining the knowledge and understanding. I see also somebody playing music, so music could be very relevant for your future spouse in their life. They could also play an instrument. They could play a violin specifically, but that's a very specific information, so take it only if it resonates. Anyway, there is a relation. I think their life purpose might be connected to music a lot. This is what's coming out for me anyway. And yeah, so you're probably going to help them understand their life purpose. I see this female figure here. Now, you take your place in this picture as you fit. But anyway, regardless of the gender as well, because I mean, you could be wanting a same gender marriage. So regardless of that, these are just depictions of masculine and feminine energy, whichever you feel like you embody the most. And yeah, you're going to help your future spouse understanding who they are more farther. If they've already obviously done that in a good part, in a good bit, you're going to help them go farther in that process. And beauty. So your future spouse might have times felt like they weren't a beautiful person. As I see this rejection, some people might have made them feel less than. And so they have to really regain, I think, this confidence in what beautiful things they bring with them. This is what I see. I see the snake here. These are the people that have whispered in their ears, unkind words, that have implanted in their brain the seed of doubt, doubting about their own beauty inside and out. So I think this is something that your future spouse needs to work on as well. And I see now these two cards, the elephant and the scorpion. I'm going to read them intuitively, to be honest. First of all, your person could have water in their chart. So that's a possibility. But also, actually, they could have fire in their chart, because this is the fire sign, the fire element. But regardless of that, what I see in these two cards is that your person could be sharp at times. They can sting, the scorpion can sting. So if there is anything that let's say if there is an argument or a discussion between the two of you, they might turn around a bit vicious if you especially if you touch them in one of their vulnerable places, and they get triggered. This is what I see with the Scorpion. And so this is something that you're going to notice, I'm sure, by as you get to know them, and that you're going to address with each other, between each other. And with the elephant, I also see that again, now when I'm thinking of these cards together, the elephants have a very, very big memory, very strong memory. And so the thing is that the shadow side of that is that this person might hold on to things that have hurt them. Let's say if you're in the discussion and you say something that they find unpleasant or triggering, they might then recall it back even in further discussions when you're, let's say, in a totally different day. Or so this might be something that you will encounter with them. And you know, we saw that one of their positive traits is that they're able to let go, and you might want to remind them that the same thing, the same way they have done that in their life, they would have to apply it also in this occasion with you. And not to have a chip on their shoulder, or even if it's not related to you specifically, like again, towards you, maybe it's towards other people, that might have triggered them somehow. And I think you're going to help them to overcome this burst of anger. I see these flames in these pictures, and I think because they're a very passionate person, your future spouse can also turn into anger in an easy way. So I think moderation, mitigation of this anger needs to take place. But I also see anyway that they are an intuitive person, and also as a shadow side of that, though. So it's very good that they're intuitive, but then they could use what they've understood about either people or you against you, because once people are so intuitive, they can use that against you if you are having a difficult moment with them. So this is just something to be mindful of, and that for you also to be aware of when you are going to be encountering these moments, because there is no relationship with no triggers or no challenges, that's for sure. And so you're going to remind them to be kind to you, or to be kind to other people if that's what is needed. So let me now clarify this shadow side with the tarot. So what is your future spouse shadow side for pile number 1? Okay, there is the 7 of Cups, the 10 of Cups, the Magician, and I see the 3 of Cups at the bottom. Okay, so this is speaking to me, because I mean overall this card would be considered as positive cards, except from the 7 of Cups, which it's emotional confusion, generally speaking. But any aspect of any card can be seen as a shadow side as well. You can see the shadow side too, because the Magician is the first one that is coming to me as to speak about. There are two sides of the Magician that can be shadowy, like the shadow side of the Magician. One is that in this case I read this as they could think that they are so powerful that they could overestimate their power and think that they are invincible. And this was that kind of energy that we saw previously of being extremely positive. But if put it to the very extreme end, an excess of emotion can turn into a negative. So extreme, excessive, I would say, not extreme, excessive positivity can turn into a toxic positivity. So the fact that they want immediately to pull you out of a moment of sadness or pull you out of an emotion of being triggered, or vice versa, the fact that they think that they can do anything and there is no problem, and that, you know, and that could lead to being unrealistic. So I'm just talking about the very extreme shadow side, but this is a tendency that they have. So there is going to be a need for your future spouse to rebalance this side of them, which is a very beautiful quality, but that can turn into something negative if not taken the right balance in the picture. And also I see the other shadow aspect of the magician is that can be manipulative. And so we saw it with the elephant, the fact that they understand things and that they're so powerful, they can use this power to manipulate. So others, people, places, and things. So this is a shadow side that they need to keep under control, because otherwise it turns into that kind of shadowy side. And with the Ten of Cups, again, there is that we are happy, and we're always be happy. We're always going to be happy, and there is nothing that's going to push us down. But there are going to be moments in life where the two of you will feel a bit down for some reason, for one reason or another. There is always something that comes up, and that's not to be negative about life, but it's just to be realistic. There is always something either small or big to resolve, and we all know about it, because we clearly are living this life, and there are many things which we constantly work on, either inside or outside, whichever way. So again, this is the message about being overly positive and being like over the top, if you know what I mean. And this is the Seven of Cups. I think your future spouse, because they see so many opportunities, and they get so excited about things emotionally, they get carried away sometimes, and that can lead to confusion, and that can lead to not knowing what is the best thing to pick, what is the best option to take, what is the best path to go on. And so I think, again, the meditate and contemplate, just below it, it clearly states about the importance of not being just carried away by emotions. There is a lot of cups in this spread. So emotions are a very core part of your future spouse personality. But getting carried away by emotions can lead you to a path of destruction as well. So you need to balance that out. And with the Three of Cups, again, there is this wanting to always have a good time, which is really good. I mean, I'm sure like you'll have loads of fun times together. But again, you might have some moments when you need a moment of not necessarily being involved in an activity or going out, being hanging around with friends. There are moments where you will want to be an hermit and just spend time by yourself, or even just the two of you, and have a moment of peace and calm, and where you can just reflect and meditate and let the downloads from spirit come to you. And so having this ball of energy around you, sometimes it can get overwhelming. So this is what I see. I mean, there is nothing, to be honest, I don't see anything particularly bad. But it's just always a matter of balance in life, and let's see now your oracle card to conclude the reading. Now, if you like this reading so far, please like it, and if you also like my style of readings, please subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And if you think this is useful for anybody that you know, please share it, and comment, leave me any ideas, any comments, anything you would like me to do next. I'm happy to take it on, take on suggestions. And yeah, let's conclude the reading. So, oh yes, it says yes. I mean, this again is a very positive card that came out to the angels. It's like, yes, embrace this marriage, embrace this opportunity, or this is a yes type of person, somebody that says yes to many things. Maybe they have to learn to say no sometimes to things. But yeah, and I see also the exclamation marks, which even more represents your future spouse's personality. Is one that you know, it's very enthusiastic about life and their power and the power of creation in their life. So this is what I see. Pile one, thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed the reading for you, and yeah, I'll see you next. Take good care of yourself. Hi Pile 2, welcome to your reading. If you picked this ruby ring and this rose quartz, I think it's a rose quartz crystal, and this stone, this is your reading. Now I'm going to have a look as usual at the oracle cards, of the angel cards at the end. Let me tell you, this is a long reading. The first group took about an hour, so just to let you know that you know, get a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, because if you want to follow it all, I mean, let me just organize one the oracles here. 1 second. Okay, so here we go. So I've pre-shuffled the oracle cards for the positive traits and for the shadow traits, and then I'm going to clarify with tarot as well. So let's start with the positive traits. Okay, so the first card that came out is facade. Now you're going to be wondering, how can facade be a positive characteristic of the personality? I think this is to do with the fact that you know, when oops, sorry, the light, I have to set a little better. Hold on. Sorry, the light was nearly falling. So I think this is to do with the fact that sometimes in life we need to protect ourselves and our family, from the outside world, because not always is a very welcoming place, and sometimes we need to put up a bit of a facade, and by that I mean, you know, literally I see this as a protection of the family unity, because I see this man with this child. So it's a way where your future spouse is able to create a safe space for the two of you, even if it involves saying some white lies. And sometimes this is, I mean, not that I encourage people to lie, but sometimes white lies are necessary, like very, you know, things that are mostly for your own protection. And I'm sure that we've all done it. And so I see it as in this way is a positive. It's something that is going to create a safety net, a safety web for you as well. And this is how I see this card. Now let's see about this one. The Oak Messenger. Spirit is sending you messages. Open your greater vision to see the signs. Focus on priorities and eliminate distractions. You have a bright future. Let yourself ascend to new heights. So with this messenger card, your future spouse is in touch with the universe, with spirit. They are able to gain vision of things. You know, they have a vision of life for themselves and for others, and they recognize the signs that the universe is sending them to guide them in their path. They also are very good at focusing on their priorities, and they are able to eliminate distractions. And this leads to a bright future for them and for whoever is around them, living with them. And so they're able to fly high and have a bird's eye view perspective on things. So I see a wisdom in this person. I see that there's somebody that is very good at observing situations before they take action, and so they are probably a good judge of character as well. They're able to understand people and see through the facade. Now again, possibly this is in connection too with this card. So yeah, I think this person has an ability to look beyond the apparent, to look beyond what is apparent, what is the appearances. So what people show, they are going to unveil and understand what is the real substance of people, I think. And so this is acting as a protection too, because once you are able to understand the people around you and how they act and what they actually are about, then you can understand who are the friends, who are the people you need to protect and guard yourself from, and so on. And where is the moment where you have to put that facade up in order to make sure that you're shielded from negative forces. So here I have the full moon in Capricorn. Take a reality check. As I said, this person is a very good person that's able to judge situations. Like they are very realistic. They take a reality check. They observe the situation. They analyze every detail about it, and then they come to conclusions and next actions and how to move forward. So this is a planner. This is somebody that, Capricorn, this is a hard worker and a planner. Somebody that is very grounded and very capable of taking the necessary steps to achieve their goals and to understand what a situation, even in a problem resolution type of situation, like when they have to resolve a problem, they're going to analyze the problem first, and then they're going to see which is the best path to take. And then there is full moon in Scorpio. They could have Scorpio in their chart too. Breathe through the tension. So your future spouse has got this ability to let the tension dissolve, because they do practice, self-control. And when you have, for example, if you have pain, physical pain, I'm talking as well, if you do breathing, the pain will actually calm. For example, during when you're if you're a pregnant woman that's going through the moment of giving birth and you need to do the breathing, that helps you go through that kind of pain, tension, to ease it. And this is what this person does. This person is able to practice this actually in very concrete terms. This could be somebody that practice breathing. There are people that literally practice breathing, self-aware breathing, aware breathing in their life as a technique to go through moments of tension. So this might be something that they do. They might be practicing yoga, the pranayama and all these kind of things. So this person might be in these kind of practices. But regardless if they are or they aren't, this is somebody that is able to not lose the control when they are in a moment of tension. So they're going to have that ability to maintain solid nerves, and so it's actually a very positive. I mean, this could save your life. If somebody goes in a panic when, let's say, there is an emergency, that's not going to be helpful. But if somebody is capable to maintain a calmness in a very important moment like an emergency, that's going to be even life-saving, or the difference between harm and being healthy. You know what I mean? So there are very positive traits that I see in this kind of situation, in this kind of traits, in this kind of personality. And then I see this engagement card. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So this is somebody that once they have their heart set on you, since we're talking about your future spouse, they're going to be loyal to you. They're going to be demonstrating their loyalty and their honest feelings, and they're going to want to show you that they are determined in pursuing you and in maintaining a good relationship, because an engagement is a promise of marriage. So this person is going to be very much into wanting to give themselves to you. This is what I see. And wanting you to promise to give yourself to them fully. So to be engaged within each other, with each other, fully in the totality, accepting as again positive traits and shadow traits of each other for who you are authentically. And this is a very committed type of person. It's somebody that's not going to break the promise. It's somebody that's going to be loyal, faithful, and committed to you. Okay, and then take time to breathe out. Disseminating moon. So I see this person is very chill. This person is very cool and collected and calm. This person is going to give you, your future spouse is going to give you a very calm feeling and relaxed. And you're going to enjoy a lot of time together, I think. Possibly just relaxing and taking a moment for the two of you together, or even separately if that's what you need. In a couple life, it's important also time by yourself to not completely lose yourself into another person, for as much as you can love them, for as much as you can like them, and like to spend time with them. But it's still important to maintain a healthy level of self. So this is with what this person is about. Time to relax, time to breathe, time to enjoy the moment and be present. And I see then the sun dancers, joyful activity, celebration of life, abundance. Now this is a couple embracing in flying while they're flying. So this is a beautiful depiction of what they're going to make you feel like when you're together, as if the two of you were flying. And that's because they're very joyful and they want to engage in joyful activities. They want to celebrate life. Your future spouse is somebody that loves life in all its aspects, and they also are somebody that feels very prosperous in their life. They have this feeling of abundance, so they are going to involve you in like you're going to feel this feeling too, because you see, a person's energy really can affect our energy, and this is why choosing the right partner is so important. And so I think there is going to be a very light feeling when the two of you are together, calm but light and joyful as well. And 32 could be relevant. It could be their age, or let's see, reduces to 5. So this is also somebody that goes through transformation in life, that is is an evolutionary type of person. And I also see the butterfly wings, and butterflies are always a sign of evolution and change. So this is a person that is not afraid of evolution. And then with the sun dancers, I see that this person might love dancing, and you two might love dancing together. So you're going to have a lot of sunny moments of fun dancing together. This is what I see here. Then we have, actually I want to read this one first, this wild card. So yes, this person is calm, reflective, and collected, but they're also wild. So they have this wild side, this very passionate side, and it might be a little bit hidden. I see the fog here. So it might be something that you will discover after you take off some layers, from like you go deeper into this person knowing, and while you get to know them. And so they have an adventurous side. You see the boat, they're going on an adventure on this boat in the darkness. There's a sense of mystery. So this is a person to discover, for what I can see. And they have anyway this light in them, this constant guidance that I see in them. And so for as much as they can go wild as well and be carried away by their passions, they still maintain a solid vision and a clarity. So this is so far, and let's see the last one, the earthworm. So first of all, they could have earth in their chart. We already saw the Capricorn, but they could also, with the earth element, I see this person having two very positive traits, which are being grounded, so being very concrete and you know, understanding the way of life in a very realistic and concrete manner. So the practical issues, how to resolve them, how to face anything that comes up in life. But also, this is going to be somebody that has got this ability of being of service to more people than you would think. Because when you look at the earthworms, what they do is that they travel through the soil, and by doing that and by eating through the soil, they actually oxygenate the soil, and so they bring oxygen, and they make the soil aerated. Therefore, the soil doesn't get all compacted in a way that, for example, seeds couldn't go deep underground and then produce plants. Because if there are no spaces in the ground, you know the way when you have a ground that's very hard, you need to pluck it, no? You have to how do you say? Yeah, I think it's called plucking. When you go and create the the canal, whereby you then plant the seeds and cover it up with other soil. So the earthworms act as a natural, they create natural gaps in the soil, so that when seeds from the fruits of the trees fall down in the ground, these seeds have space to grow and produce the little plant that will produce new trees, new plants, and and then new fruits. So the earthworm, without even realizing, is doing a very, very useful job, and is very underestimated. When you look at the worm, you think, oh, okay, what's so important about a worm? And instead, they're doing one of the most important functions, because without plants, we wouldn't have oxygen, we wouldn't breathe. So if you think about it, it's one of the very important functions that the worm is doing. So this person, without looking like too much, they're very humble as a person, and yet they are being of service to others in ways that are unimaginable, and probably not even recognized and seen by many people, but they're doing it, and they're very resilient, and they're very constant about it, and that's just their nature. It's not something that they do forcefully, it's just their nature, because this is the nature of the earthworm. I need to, 1 second. Yeah, the sunshine came out again, so I turned off the lights. So yes, I mean, this is beautiful. I think now let's clarify with the tarot these positive traits of your future spouse. Now I've seen where, as I was shuffling the Knight of Wands. We'll see if it comes out again, but that reminded me of the Wild card. There is this passionate side, which is not very apparent in this person, but definitely you will encounter, I think, like you will discover. Let's see. Okay, we have the Five of Swords, King of Wands, even better. I mean, passion and maturity. Let's see more. The Chariot, and at the bottom we have the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so let me reflect for a minute here. Okay, so I see I've seen two cards which are generally considered not 100%, let's say, positive, but all the cards have positive sides and, let's say, shadow sides. And the way I read this Five of Swords, first of all, in a positive way, is that this person doesn't give up. Because you see, the others around them during this battle, it looks like they've thrown their swords on the ground and they've given up on the battle. But this person is resilient. They still have their sword up, and they have even collected swords that other people dropped to have extra swords in case they lose one. So what I see in this card, as seen as a positive characteristic spread, is that your person doesn't give up and is resilient, and even in the most harsh conditions, they are a very good fighter. And then let's address also the Four of Pentacles, as we see the other so-called negative card, which in this case has got also positive sides. The positive is that I see this person is a hard worker, but they're also capable of saving their money, and they're not greedy though, but they do have a very good ability to not overspend. And so they're not going to be like not just greedy, how do you say, cheap, like they're not going to be the kind of person that doesn't offer you a meal, or no, it's just that they have a very good sense of the value of money, and the value of things, like they give value to things. And so they're not going to take for granted that, oh, we have money so we can just do whatever, and so they're going to be I think very careful with the spending, which is going to help to have a stable life, because 4 is a number of stability, and so financially you will be stable with your future spouse. And then I see the King of Wands. As we said, this person, I mean, they have a lot of passion within them. They are going to be super passionate about you, for sure, and they are also somebody that once they see what they want, they're going to get it, and so they're very determined. They're also going to be very clear about pursuing you. They're not going to make you feel insecure about if they like you, they don't, if they want you, they don't. They want you, and you know it, and you'll know it. So I see also a very stern gaze, like somebody that, not stern, sorry, I meant to say fixed, like, that's when you see something that you're interested in and you're fixated on it. So I see that when they have something that catches their interest, they're like, okay, this is what I need to get, this is what I need to go for. So yes, they're very determined in that kind of way, and they have power in their passion. And the Chariot, I mean, they're also somebody that proceeds forward with a lot of, it came to me knowledge, so I'm gonna say it. A lot of knowledge. They know what they're doing. They are confident. They feel powerful in their actions, and they're going to take leadership for what I can see with this Chariot, and they want to see things progressing and moving forward, and they're going to charge towards the things that they want in a very decisive manner. Okay, so these are the positive traits. Now let's have a look at the shadow sides of your future spouse. So I'm going to take this away, and let's see the shadow sides. The first card is insecurity. So for as confident as they appeared in the previous spread, they still have some insecurities. Who doesn't? So mostly they might be related to their heart chakra. So their heart has been broken in the past, and this has led to feeling insecure about possibly how they will be desired by somebody else, rather than them just desiring somebody, or or wanting them in their life. So so they, I think you're going to help them understand that you really want them and you really desire them, and that and you're going to probably help them regain this sense of security and of self-esteem, self-love that they need to work on. I also see here the sea otter, happiness. Be the master of playful living, release expectations and enjoy every day. Let worry go and instead choose love. Surrender to the waves, your good destiny of love is sure. I think this person was unsure, like was feeling insecure about love again. These things about the they thought that destiny didn't have for them love in the, like the love wasn't in their destiny. At some point in their life, before probably meeting you, they're going to doubt that love is going to be in their life, because it's been a tough chapter for them. They probably have had a lot of heartbreak that they went through, and so they need to learn how to let go of the worry and embrace this love with you, and how to release expectations, like having like having expectations that are too high, for example, and enjoying every single day one by one, without having anxiety. I see anxiety as well in this card, without having fear that you will abandon them. So I think they need to kind of embrace this sense of happiness day by day, and not to worry about what's going to happen next. What else? What is the shadow? Know your worth. My gosh, again, this self-worth. This is again confirmation. New moon in Taurus. Taurus could be relevant in their chart. So they need to start a new chapter in their life where they feel like they are worthy. We saw the earthworm. Your person is very humble. So sometimes they might not even have seen their own value in themselves as much as other people probably could see. Like you probably will see their value straight away, but they have doubts, and so they need to work on knowing their worth and release your ex. You see, this is connected as well, because this ex of theirs, or more than one ex, whatever, this has led to the doubts, to the insecurities, to the what was wrong with me, what is wrong with me, why couldn't I make this relationship work? You know, this kind of doubts that surface into our life when we don't know, when we don't have a clear answer. And so clear your energy, says you're going to help them as well, I think, overcome the pain of the past, the insecurities that have surfaced from their past, especially in their love life. I see. Bring love into the situation again. Love, they need to just embrace this love with you and relax into it. New moon in Aquarius. Aquarius could be in their chart, and they I think they need to overcome this sense of anxiety that comes with love, because of course nobody has got certainty that everything will always be fine. And what if something that has happened in the past will repeat itself in the future? That's something that can always happen, but we need to embrace the love when it is there. Otherwise, we'll just miss out completely on the love that's presented to us as a new opportunity. And so this is what they're going to need to work on. And then the Metal King, discipline, armor, boundaries. So they need to learn how to set healthy boundaries for themselves. You see, if somebody is insecure and if somebody doesn't have self-worth, then their boundaries won't be as solid, because they're going to have a tendency to please other people. And so your future spouse has to learn, or is learning, to set healthy boundaries for themselves, and also to let down the armor and embrace love, because after they went through these experiences which were painful, they have of course put up an armor, a barrier towards feelings, and that's obviously something that they need to work on with discipline. 37 could be relevant as their age as well. 37 reduces to 10, which is a number of completion, which reduces to 1, which is also a number of new beginnings. So they have to complete this cycle of insecurities and embrace this new beginning of love. And then we have as another shadow side, sexuality, number 4. I think this relates to the fact that in previous relationship, their sexuality was, I think it was mostly used and possibly even abused by people, in terms that, I mean, it could be actual abuse. I'm not saying this could resonate only for a few of you, but I mention it only because it came as I was speaking. I didn't even think of it too much, but so I channel freely, to be honest. But also like the fact that the people, what do I mean by using and abusing? You know, when people use your body, the body of another person, just for the pleasure, just to satisfy their own needs, and so there was no love that they felt, there was no love coming from those people they were in a relationship with, for example. When they were making love, it was more like and you know, that kind of sexuality that becomes empty. And I'm not shaming that. I mean, you can have fun, you can, but what I'm saying is that they perceived like there was no love, and so this might have distorted their conception about sexuality, and what actually love means, and how the sexuality intertwine with love. So I think they've a bit lost the concept of making love, and so you're going to help them regain this feeling of merging the two aspects, the physical aspect with the emotional aspect. I think you're going to help them to rejoin in a healthy way these two aspects of life. And number 4 could be relevant. They could be born on the 4th of a month, or they could be born on the 4th month, which is April. So they could be an Aries. And then I see the Firefly, but I remember selecting another card, so I'm gonna have a look where that fell. Oh no, sorry, apologies, number 2, I got confused. It was actually the Earthworm that was doing the positive traits. So with the Firefly, the shadow side is that your person has this burst of inspiration, this burst of passion for life, for projects, for things, for people. But that, you know, the Firefly, this light doesn't last very long. And so this person might have these bursts of inspiration, but then they sometimes don't allow these passions to develop. And so these are like sparks of inspiration that then are very flighty. And so your person is going to need to work to put, like, allow themselves to indulge and enjoy the pleasure of allowing their passions to be explored by them. Because you see, when you have passion but you don't explore it, it can turn into frustration. It can turn into a feeling of oppression and repression of yourself. So I think they need to let their wild side come out more often to play, and to fully explore that this adventurous and passionate and wild side that they do possess within themselves. This is what I see. And this is the air element, so they could have air in their chart too. Okay, now I want to clarify with the tarot these shadow sides. What are the shadow sides for pile number 2? The 3 of Pentacles, the 8 of Cups, the Temperance, and at the bottom the 4 of Swords. Through this spread, the first thing that I see here is a need for inner healing, because your future spouse, we have seen that they've gone through a lot of emotional pain with the 8 of Cups, and that this has led them to really need to go for an inner journey. With the 4 of Swords, take time for themselves to reflect with the swords on the past, on the events that occurred, and to mitigate their emotions with temperance, to temper their emotions, to work on their emotional body, I see, because the disappointment was heavy on them. And you see, the shadow side that I see is that they might have tried to cooperate for too long in partnership that actually weren't based on a solid ground. So They were probably trying to be overly cooperative, overly, as I said before, overly pleasant, overly accommodating in the relationship with others, because they had a low self-esteem, because they didn't have enough value of their self-worth, which though I see them working on and regaining as they do this healing journey, this healing work, that's very much needed. So I'm sure you will help them understand their value, their and all their positive traits, and the fact that they are appreciated for what they bring to the partnership between the two of you. Because as we've seen, they're a very dedicated person when they are in a partnership. They are dedicated to the point of their own detriment, to the point where they could only leave certain situations because it was just bringing them down. I see the sad face. I don't know why I'm called. I've never really noticed before, but I'm called to the sad and disappointed face of this moon here. So it really shows to me, or the sun, whatever it is depicted as, there is a sun and the moon around. But their emotions were broken, their emotions were hurt. And so your person needs to really regain a sense of self, a sense of balance, and not to be overworking for others when it's not, when it, when it basically is unrequited, when it basically it's not like other people have really put them under their feet, and they've stabbed their heart. So there is emotional recovery that I see in your future spouse. Okay, so now I'm going to have a look at your oracle cards at the end. You got two, well, one only got one, but let's see. And before I complete, if you like this video, please like it. If you like this type of readings that I do, please subscribe. I would really, appreciate the support you give me. And also, if you think this could be useful for anyone you know, please share it. Or if you would like to leave me any comments, I love to hear your stories. This is a safe place for everyone that I want to feel safe to share your stories if you feel like, or if you don't, even just tell me if this resonated for you and it brought you any help. And then if you want to give me any suggestions on new videos, I'm also very open to that. Thank you so much anyway if you decide to do any of these actions. But let's see your oracle. So perfect timing. So in perfect timing, you will meet your future spouse, and the two of you will join your lives. I see that. And then we have unlikely. So we'll clarify now this unlikely with tarot, because I want to understand what this is about. Please clarify unlikely. Knight of Swords in reverse. So this is not going to be a rushed type of decision for the two of you to join together. This is not going to be a situation where you feel neither rushed nor like a tumultuous feeling about it. Like you're going to be peaceful about starting your future life with your spouse, your future spouse. You're gonna feel like you don't feel like all unsettled, about this. So this is what I see. So it's unlikely going to be unsettling you. This is going to be bringing you a peaceful feeling. So this is what I see, pile 2. Thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed reading for you today, and until the next time, take good care of yourself. Hi pile 3, welcome to your reading. If you picked this stone, this malachite crystal, and this pink coral ring, this is your reading. We're going to have a look at your oracle card for the angels at the end. And let's start with the positive characteristics, personality traits of your future spouse. So, with the first card that came out was the workaholic card. Now, obviously, per se, being a workaholic, it's not seen as something positive. But the way I read this card in this context is that your future spouse is a very hard worker. So, because of that, they're going to make sure to be able to provide a solid and stable life for the two of you. They're going to be wanting to also, I see a lot of artwork, so they're going to want to create, be creative in their life, in their work. And so, regardless of if they're an artist, so which could be a possibility for some of you, so take it as it resonates. But so they could be an artist, they could be a painter, but regardless of that, I see that they're going to be a very creative person, very imaginative, and they're going to bring into being a reality for you that is full of color, full of different elements and things, and so very rich. I see the entire spectrum of the rainbow on this palette. So they put in the work to achieve their goals. They're very it came to mind stubborn, but in the most positive way. And so I'm just going to channel as it comes. So they are a stubborn pursuer of their goals. Right, the next card that came up here is the Sea Turtle, Protection. You are a master of finding life's flow. Be in harmony with the rhythm and your path will unfold. Persevere and you will succeed. You have everything you need to be protected and happy. So your future spouse is going to provide protection for you and your family. Is going to be wanting to be somebody that is very careful about making sure everybody is happy, making sure everybody is safe, and also they're somebody that goes with the flow of life. So there is a free-flowing type of spirit to them. So not only they are able to put in solid work, they are also free-flowing, which is a beautiful combination. And they're in harmony with the rhythm of life. So they kind of go with, they're not going to be forceful in any way. You're going to feel an harmony about the life that you're going to share with them. The energy that they bring is harmonious. It's not that kind of energy that you're like, oh, I just have to take a break because this is just too much or something like that. No, this is going to feel very harmonious with you. And also they're very perseverant. This person, they once they set their goals, once they want to achieve something, they're very perseverant, and they will see this unfolding of their objectives one by one. So yes, it's gonna be, this is a happy person. This is somebody that has built already for themselves and wants to bring it to others too, especially their families, I can see. First quarter moon in Libra, keep your heart open. So throughout life, your future spouse has been able to keep their heart open, which is something that not everybody is able to do. And they could have Libra in their chart. And so you're going to appreciate this ability to speak words with the throat chakra, that I see the blue here, to speak words of love, to share through, especially having heart-to-heart conversations, to share the love that they feel for you. And so, and the love that they have for life as well. Because as we see, they take life in their natural flow. So that's another positive trait. Let's see, forgiving and learning. So this is a forgiving person, and it's somebody that learns from the lessons of the past that came through their experiences. So as they experienced life, they learned a lot, and they learned that it was very important to forgive themselves for the possible mistakes they've made, or forgive other people around them for what they had to endure from other people. because only by forgiving and releasing they then felt free and able to experience more love in their present moment, in the moment they were currently living. So this is a wise person that I see, somebody that has gone through growth processes during their growth cycles during their life. And yeah, you're going to notice this ability to really take life easy, because they have matured a good bit. They have acquired wisdom, and they're somebody that they know how to go about life. And don't let your past hold you back. Again, this is repeating the South Node. This person has released the pain of the past. This person has worked on themselves, and they have therefore they have freed themselves from anything that occurred in the past, any negative emotions that they had to face. They worked through them and moved on. The winged wise one. I mean, how many times do we have to say this is a wise person? Angelic help, miraculous aid. This person is wise. They are supported by the divine spirits, by the divine, by the universe, whatever you want to call it. There is a support and a miraculous aid that comes to them during their life. 34 could be their age, or 34 could be a relevant number that's recurring that you might be seeing. 34 reduced to 7, which is a very spiritual number, so it gives again this feeling of being connected to angelic beings, spirit guides, if you believe in those anyway. And I see then the card of cycles. Again, we spoke about the cycles earlier, that this person has gone through cycles of growth. And then through these cycles of growth, they have learned to be open-hearted, because 6 is a number of love, which is connected to the heart chakra, of course. And so these cycles of growth, they've made him very wise, and him or her, they made your future spouse a person that's very wise and that is able to embrace love fully, openly. And then I see selling out, number 1. This person has not ever sold themselves out. They have maintained throughout their life a sense of integrity. Their values are intact. They believe in solid values like family, protecting their family, their safety and the safety of the ones they love, and the value of being honest and loyal, and committed, to the people that they love, to putting the real work. And then let's see, we have the stingray. We got 3 for you. The others only got either 1 or 2. The bee and the raccoon. So first of all, they could have water in their chart, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. They could have air in their chart, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Or they could have earth in their chart, Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. So now with the stingray, the positive things about this person is that, you see, a stingray can sting. And when do the stingray sting? Is when they are under threat, when they need to protect themselves. And so if this person feels like somebody is threatening anything that they value, you see the rainbow here, that's the abundance and prosperity that they have in their life, which is not just monetarily calculated. This is a prosperity that involves all the aspects of life, including the people that they love, including the environment they live in, including every single aspect of life, if you think about it. Because I mean, the rainbow represents every single aspect, I think, in this case. And so when this person feels there is a threat to the harmony that they have in their life, and all that their life involves, they are going to sting. They're going to protect themselves. They're going to set healthy boundaries. They're not going to be somebody that you can walk on. So this is somebody that is going to, be very doing very concrete actions to make sure that people respect them, and that people don't go beyond those healthy boundaries. And with the B, I see again the solid work that they put in everything they do. Either it be not just the work that they do in their activity, like their job. I see this work being also acts of service towards their community, towards the people that they love, their family. It's a very concrete type of action that they do. Because what do bee do? If you think about it, bees, first of all, they carry, when they go and get the nectar from the flowers, they carry pollen on the end of their feet, on their legs, sorry. And so they don't have feet, they have legs. So by doing that, they're actually impollinating new flowers, which will bring to the possibility of creating fruits from those plants. So bees are doing a very important act of service, if you like, for the community, because they're helping with creating fruits for everyone to enjoy, for everyone to eat and be nourished from. So this is a nourishing person, somebody that with their constant work and actions, so they bring constant results to everybody around them. No, they're not selfish. This is a very their love language is probably acts of service that I can see here. And also, what does the bee do? The bee produces honey, something very sweet. So this is a person that's very sweet in their heart, somebody that is able to give you sweet words. I think words of affirmation is another love language of theirs. Sorry, my voice is crackling. And so they really are able to make you melt with their words of love. They are able to make your heart feel sweet again, because they're an expansive person and very harmonious with they want to be in harmony with everything around them, and they're going to work tirelessly to create that harmony in their life and the life of the people that are around them. So I see this as an extremely positive characteristic. And also, what do bee do is that if they're under threat, they sting, just like the stingray. So people need to keep in mind that they can't overpass these healthy boundaries that this person has for themselves. And with the raccoon, their future spouses could be slightly timid and shy at times, but this could be also a positive trait in the fact that they might be reserved. And this being reserved is again, I think, to protect the integrity of their family unit, and about the protect the values that they hold dear, to not sell out. So they're not just going to be buying into anybody's BS. They're going to be having a very clear mind about what is that they value. Their values are important, and so they're not going to be just this is the earth element. They're grounded. They're not going to be shaken by other people's opinion and easily being removed from their convinced in doing things which they don't see integrity about. This is a very honest person. So they have solid moral values. This is what I see here. And let me clarify this with tarot. For pile number 3, what are the positive traits of their future spouse? Three of Pentacles are great at cooperating, teamwork, either it be in the workplace, either it be in their community, either it be in the family, either it be with their partner. They are a good team player. Four of Wands, they're stable, they're grounded, they're passionate as well. They're passionate and grounded at the same time. They are joyous with all this yellow in this card. They love to celebrate life. They, they have a natural happiness about them, and they're going to want to have a lot of fun with you. Ten of Wands, they're able to put in solid work to overcome obstacles, to take challenges straight ahead of them without having a fear of breaking their back. They're going to be being able to do the heavy lifting in life. It's obviously, it could be also, it could be also physically, they might be very strong, but also metaphorically, they're able to face the challenges of life and take them on board, without any fears. And yes, they're resilient. The Nine of Wands, this person is very passionate as well. They could have strong fire in their chart, and also they have earth in their chart. But what I see here is that they're very resilient. They're not afraid of the next battle. They might be battered and bruised, but they are not afraid of the next battle. They're still holding on to their wands firmly, ready to to be up and going again onto the next one. So again, they're very, very strong as a person, very resilient, and also they protect. This is a barrier. They protect themselves. This is the healthy boundaries that they have, that we already spoke about. Protect themselves and the people that they value. Now, let's have a look at their shadow side. Okay, let me get it here. Forgiveness. Now, for as much as we saw that the forgiveness was one of their positive traits, of course, any positive trait can have, if taken to the extreme excess, be negative, because this person, having this forgiving nature, they might have at times, maybe in their past especially, I think now I saw a lot of defending themselves and having healthy boundaries, so this might be related to their past. Hold on one second. And yes, with this forgiveness, so they might have been sometimes in their past, I think, too sweet, too forgiving towards people that didn't deserve it. So this can turn obviously against them, and I think they've learned, though. I think they've worked a lot on this aspect, because we saw it in their positive traits. And then we have the Goose, inner knowing. You are a brave traveler. Your soul knows the way. Be confident you will achieve your destination. Loyal friends are always with you. Don't worry, you are blessed. Let yourself fly. I think this card really speaks about them being worried at times that what they wanted to achieve wouldn't come to fruition. And that they weren't really blessed. There might have been something in their past that made them feel like some things were not coming to them, and sometimes that has led to a lack of confidence in the possibility of achieving their goals and what they wanted to bring to reality. And they also have at times lost their inner guidance, I think, this inner knowing, this kind of sense of okay, I know what I'm doing, I know where I'm going, and I know what my purpose is. So sometimes I think they got lost through the troubles sometimes of life. They got lost about in this sense of inner knowing, and they and that's a shadow, but it's something that they're either working on, and that they will be working on in the future too. And then we have the full moon in Virgo, take inspired action. I was just thinking if what other animal card came into. I just want to double check 1 second because I'm curious of one thing. No, I was checking if there was another animal card in the previous spread about birds, but no. So let's see now. Full moon in Virgo, take inspired action. So yes, I think your future spouse is so good at putting in the solid work that sometimes they don't follow their moments of inspirations. Like when you're so busy at work that uh, inspiration mostly comes when you're not that busy. To be honest, like no, not necessarily, but what I mean is that sometimes it comes when you're kind of in a relaxed state. Perhaps you're even doing some work, even chores, and you get inspiration. But I think a lot of the time you have to allow for the inspiration to take space in your brain, if you know what I mean, and expand. And so what I see here is that with this card being in the shadow side, take inspired action. I think not always they took action based on their inspirations. This is what I mean. And so sometimes I think they've been a bit strict in their routine and very, very resilient, yes, very focused. That workaholic, that can turn into a shadow as well, of course. And so I think they haven't allowed this inspiration to breathe fully. And that's a shadow side that if you are different in this kind of way, you might help them to embrace more this aspect of them, to follow their more passionate, inspired side and take action on that. Virgo could be in their chart. This could be the one you've already met the romantic partner you seek. I think that your future spouse is a romantic at heart, and that many times in the past they thought, oh, this is the one, and they thought, oh, this is my soulmate, when they then realized that things didn't turn out the way they thought, their expectations were too high, and then they got let down. So I see that as a side that they need, as a shadow side. But with you, being the future spouse, this will finally come to fruition that you are the one. So yeah, I think at times your future spouse has maybe overly romanticized what was happening in their love life, and they might have seen more than actually there was in certain people that are in their past, in the romantic life. So it's kind of then getting disillusioned because something didn't meet our standards, and this can happen very easily. I mean. I have this experience too, but also as I was just busy doing something there and I had to pause. Also about in taking inspire action, it also came to mind the fact that you probably are going to help them understanding that there is a value in taking action that is following their most intimate passions and inspirations, not necessarily because it's something that it's practically useful, because I see your future spouse being a very practical, concrete person that follows the steps necessary to create an harmonious and stable environment. But I think what they need to regain is the ability to understand that there is value also in things that may not seem practically useful, but that they're valuable simply because it's a beautiful, pleasurable experience, even just for them, for themselves, because this is a very altruistic person, as I see. And so I think they what they need to learn is to give to themselves too, personal experiences, like just enjoying the pleasure of following a passion, a hobby, a project, just because they like it, just because it's something for them that enriches their spirit, and not necessarily because it's something that is useful and of service to others. Because this person has got a strong sense of community, a strong sense of family values. It's a very it's a person with integrity, and so they really need to do understand that kind of healthy selfishness in terms of cultivating also their own self, because they might otherwise repress sides of them which are crying and shouting to be explored. This is what I meant anyway. So let's see here. It says, look at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius. So sometimes they might not be able to see the full picture because they're so focused onto the details and onto the daily grinder and routine, and sometimes they might lose touch with the bigger. Actually, we saw that as well, the inner knowing. Yes, this bird's eye view that you get when you are up on the higher levels, and you can see from up down, and you see much farther. You can see more than if you were just down on land and looking at what's around you. So I think this is repeated twice, that by looking at the bigger picture, what do we mean? We mean that they need to have an expansive mind and understand that there are things which can't be directly seen right here, right now, but they can be created. For example, if you want to create an aspect and of your reality which you haven't yet nourished, which could be a new passion project, which could be a new friendship, cultivating a hobby, cultivating making sure that there is a plan about a longer term plan, for example. So sometimes I think this person gets a bit lost in the details or into the daily activities and routines, and although this is very useful because daily things must be done, otherwise the house would be a mess. The children wouldn't be able to, I don't know, be brought to school and be fed. I mean, there are so many things, or even for ourselves, there are so many things we need to do in order for to take care of ourselves on every single way. And so there are definitely routinary jobs or things done day to day which are very important, but then where is the space for the other things, for things that are more opening your mind, opening your horizon, and expanding your vision and expanding your reality. And I think this is something that it will come up for you as something that you would see as a possible limitation, and that you will want to see them working on. The word Lord, communication, praise, dishonesty. So we've seen that this person is very honest, but with this praise, I see that at times they might have in the past been dishonest in praising others. And this might have stemmed from a place of being a bit of a person that was trying to please others, and so maybe they will try to, maybe you will notice that even when you do something that they don't 100% like, they might still be too sweet in a way and forgive you too easily, and you'll be like, no, you need to put up with me in terms of, you need to let me also know what I need to improve, because for as much as you need to grow, but I need to grow too. So it's important that you are honest about telling me what is it that is not working, what is it that we need I need to modify in my behavior or in my actions or whatever it is, because otherwise that's not helpful in the final progression of our lives together. So this is what I see. And then courage. Actually, 43 could be also their age. Courage with number 30. 30 could be their age, or they could be born on the 30th of a month. And I see also procrastination, number 8. So they could be born on the 8th of a month or on the 8th month, which is August. So they could have Leo in their chart. Hold on. Or be a Leo. So I see this courage card and with the procrastination. Now, this really tells me again, I think it's in connection with these two aspects that we saw. Sorry, these two aspects here, because they've been procrastinating about taking care of themselves in terms of what they want to achieve as following their own passions and allowing space and time for those things to be cultivated. So this is what I see for the procrastination. And the courage, and I see two lamps here. The courage is the courage to follow their guidance in this, to follow what the inspiration, you see, the flame of inspiration, to follow what their inner knowing has tried to speak to them all the time. Their intuition has tried to talk to them and to take action about following with courage what they love, what they want to, what they have passion for. And so I think they need to be more brave in terms of taking steps towards actually pursuing something that could really make them feel happier in their life. So you're going to see these aspects, these shadow sides, and also the courage of speaking up when somebody is not doing something that they should, and not be jumping to forgiveness just because you love them. You see the way they're embracing, not jumping into forgiving only because you love a person, but making sure as well with the children. I see this. Maybe they're a bit of a soft parent in that kind of way, so they're very good at protecting, they're very good at providing and all the rest, but maybe they're not as firm in the education, for what I can see from this card, and they might tend to forgive too quickly and not be brave enough to set the right boundaries, because children need boundaries and need guidance, as well as adults. I mean, so any relationship, in any relationship that they have. So yeah, I see that they're good at doing it more with the outer world, with the stingray that we saw, with the bee, the thing about the stinging. But I don't think they're as good at doing it in their family environment, where there's somebody that they love and they're kind of nearly afraid to lose. So this is what I see. Let's clarify with the tarot, the shadow sides. What are the shadow sides for pile number 3 of their future spouse? Okay, the 8 of Wands is the one I saw, so I'm going to take it. The 4 of Swords, the 8 of Swords, and at the bottom the King of Cups. Okay, let me think here. I was just noticing how these 4 cards that I shuffled basically landed in the right position to explain the message, because with the 8 of Wands, I see that they need to speak up and speak clearly, talk, communicate clearly, and take action when things are not right, and they have to clearly speak about this, the setting the discipline, the rules with the children, for example, or with the people that they love, and be honest with the 8 of Wands, be honest in their communication, speaking out when it's needed, so that things can be addressed and not being just swept under the rug. With the 4 of Swords, with the courage and the inner knowing, they need to reconnect and take time to themselves when they're not working. So the workaholic, you see, it's coming out now with the Four of Swords. They need to take time to rest, time to withdraw from the outside activities, and time to themselves to reflect with the swords and get inner guidance about how to become braver when they need to do, when they need to be so. So they need to reconnect to their inner self more often, because this person gets dispersed their energy when they're busy dealing with the practical matters of life and in the effort of providing to others. Also, with the Eight of Swords, this landed in the right position here with the procrastination and the taking inspired action, because the Eight of Swords is their self-imprisonment. So this first person is self-bounding by their thoughts, and so it's sabotaging their opportunity to act on their inspirations, and they're procrastinating in bringing forward action towards what they're passionate about. You see the red in this dress. This is their passion that is wrapped by this cage of thoughts, like they're wrapped in this cage of thoughts, they're blocked by these bandages, when they actually, they could easily rip off the bandages and take off the blindfold, and this is an open cage of thoughts. So actually they could walk out of this cage, which is only an imaginary cage that's in their head. So they are basically doing that to themselves. They are entrapping themselves and procrastinating in bringing forward their action towards what they are inspired about. So they really need to free themselves and embrace this passion and really let it go run wild. And then with this could be the one, this is the King of Cups, the over romantic side of them. This very romantic, which is beautiful, but if it goes into the extreme, then they would have rose colored glasses, and they would see too good in where there isn't, thinking that any partner that they had one after the other, that was the one, and you know, and then being very disappointed when that didn't turn out to be the one. So this is what I see, needing you know, moment of reflection on their side for their shadow side, and you probably will also tell them that. And now let's have a look at the final two cards. Now, before I have a look at your oracle card, the angel card, if you like this video, please like it. If you think this could be useful for anyone you know, please share it. And if you like my style of reading, please subscribe. I would really appreciate any support I get. Also, I love hearing all of your comments, listening, like reading all your comments, and having any feedback on the reading. And also, if you have any suggestions for new readings, I'm very open to embrace those too. But let's have a look at your final angel card. Be assertive. Yes, this person, your future spouse, needs to be assertive, because we've seen this many times. They sometimes hold back, especially when it involves love. And so this is another confirmation of these messages that they came through. Thank you so much for watching. I truly enjoyed reading for you today. And until the next time, take good care of yourself.